ESSR Reporting, Eligible Schools Summary Report, Poverty Data for the 23-24 school year. I'm Melissa Eddy, Consolidated Section Chief for the eastern part of the state, and I have with me today Shauna Andrews, Northeast Consolidated Federal Program Administrator. There are some major updates this year. There's no flexibility provided by USED for the 23-24 school year. USDA fact sheet states again, USED has not provided flexibility for poverty data for the 23-24 school year. Poverty data for the 23-24 school year must be collected from the 22-23 school year. The PSU still has the option to choose the month the poverty data is selected during the 22-23 school year. This must be consistent for all schools. ESSR is housed in PowerSchool. Again, I want to reiterate, ESSR is in PowerSchool. It's not located in CCIP. This data is collected in PowerSchool and will transfer to the building eligibility page of CCIP for the 23-24 school year. Eligible Schools Summary Report reminders. This report is completed every year in PowerSchool. It opens at the beginning of May. This must be complete before the consolidated application can be finalized. If new schools are opening, closing, or schools are being reconfigured, then the ESSR data cannot be completed until mid-July. You would need to enter data in what's called the EDDI system, and the EDDI system needs to be updated with the new school information. So you'll also need to know who is enrolled in the school to determine poverty. Again, ESSR is found in PowerSchool under the federal category. Please ensure you're on the LEA office screen. And next, I'm going to turn it over to Shauna, who will walk you through some of the screenshots from PowerSchool.
Thank you, Melissa. So this is the first screenshot from PowerSchool. You can look in the upper right-hand corner, and you will see school. And you need to make sure that you're at the LEA office level. The term will be 23-24 school year. On the left-hand side of the page, if you look towards the bottom, you will see Federal. Under Federal, you will see Title I, and under Title I will be the link to ESSR. This is the link you will need to click on in order to enter your ESSR data. If you do not see Federal, or you do not see Title I, or you do not see ESSR, please contact your PowerSchool administrator so that they can give you the rights you need to access ESSR. Next, let's look at steps for determining the number of low-income students. So you first must determine the data sets. So when we look at poverty, you have the option as a PSU to choose direct certification, household applications, or a combination of both direct certification and household applications. Your membership data can be pulled from any month within the 2022-23 school year, but it must be consistent for all schools. So if you choose the month of April, you must choose the month of April for all schools. A couple of reminders: K-12 students are included in the ESSR count. Pre-K students are not included in the ESSR count. So you would need to remove your pre-K students from your membership and your poverty. You have three options when it comes to ESSR. Option 1 is direct certification without the 1.6 multiplier applied. And all schools would be using direct certification data for option 1. For option 2, is direct certification with the 1.6 multiplier applied to all schools and or household applications collected. So this could be a combination of using direct certification and household application. This occurs when you have some schools that are CEP and some that are not within your district. Option 3, direct certification with the 1.6 multiplier applied to all schools. So the difference between option 1 and option 3, option 1 is direct certification without the 1.6 multiplier for all schools, and option 3 is direct certification with the 1.6 multiplier applied to all schools. Here's a screenshot from PowerSchool. You can see that you have 3 radio dials for the option that you choose. Again, this is a PSU decision. So you have the choice of option 1, option 2, or option 3. You would choose your option 1, 2, or 3 based on which data set you're using. You can also see beside each school is an edit button. You will need to click that edit button in order to enter data for each school. Once you start entering data into PowerSchool for ESSR, there are eligibility program models that you will need to select. You will select school-wide if it's 40% or greater poverty percentage. So schools can qualify for school-wide if they're 40% or greater. They can be targeted assistance if they fall between 35 and 39.99%. And then not eligible for Title I if your poverty has fallen below 35%. However, if you have a case in which a school has been school-wide and drops below 40%, or was targeted assistance and dropped below the 35%, please contact your program administrator for guidance and options. CEP or Community Eligibility Provisions. This is a reminder that this is a grant the PSU applies for through the Department of USDA. So this is not something that everybody is granted. You have to apply for a grant and receive that grant through the USDA. CEP does use direct certification numbers. PSU's awarded CEP can lock into percentages for 4 years. CEP does not change the overall allocation the district or the PSU receives. And ESS numbers are only used to determine school allocation and rank order within the Title I application. Here's an example of option 1 if you chose option 1 and your school is a CEP school. So you would put your school name would automatically populate with your school number. You would choose that it was a CEP or that it is a CEP school. You can see the total enrollment is what you would enter, along with the number of low-income students. The percentage will be calculated based on the data you entered. The school served in 22-23. This school was, so the option was selected as yes. And then the first year the school was served, that will also automatically populate for you. And then you would choose the eligibility program model. In this case, it was school-wide, because the school was at 47.37%. This is another example for option 1 with no selected for CEP. So again, the same data except collection eligibility school would be no. You would enter your total enrollment, number of low-income students, when the school was last served, and then your eligibility justification and program model. If you choose option 2, in this case, this example, the school chose no, that it was not a CEP school, it's not participating in CEP. You would put the total enrollment number, the number of low-income students, which would give you the percentage. The school was served last year, it says no, so the eligibility program model was not Title I. Option 3, again, community eligibility school, the option was chosen yes. The total enrollment was 250 students. The number of identified students was 150. You can see in this case, the multiplier is applied 1.6, and it came up to 96% of low-income students. The school was served last year, and the first year it was served will automatically populate, and the eligibility program model was chosen as school-wide.
Thank you, Shauna. A couple of reminders. If using direct certification, the original percentage would be used. The low income student count will be placed in the 22-23 eligible school summary report and used for within district allocations. like to provide contact information from the Office of Federal Programs, please reach out to your regional consolidated program administrators. There's a link within this presentation that you should be able to access those numbers and emails. Also, if there is a scenario that would need further guidance, your program administrator will contact our interim assistant director, Alex Charles. And we thank you for being with us today for the ESSR reporting. And we just thank you and have a wonderful day.